All right, guys, you know that I don't say this often, but this is the biggest earnings call in the history of PayPal stock. This right here is the biggest one ever. Again, you guys know I don't like to make statements like that. It's just not really my thing. Everything's not the best ever or the worst ever every single time around. It's not that way at all usually. But in this particular case right here, this one right here is absolutely massive to PayPal as to whether or not we stop the bleeding and we finally kind of start on our trajectory up. Or is this just going to get a lot worse for PayPal and basically there's no hope? I'm going to give you guys the truth, exactly what I think is going to happen. And it's not all roses and sunshine, guys. There's absolutely some landmines here. So at least like the video if you appreciate getting content like that. So to me, this earnings call is all about the new CEO. Yeah, the numbers matter to a degree, but not nearly as much as the new CEO and a lot of things we're going to talk about today here. So that right there is what I'm going to focus on, is exactly what I think is going to be the most impactful on the earnings this time around. So I'll give you the three big things that matter on this earnings, and I'm going to give you my exact plan regardless of what happens on this earnings, so that way you guys know exactly how I'm going to react and exactly what I'm going to do as the earnings unfolds. If you want to see more buy alerts on PayPal, even though I'm kind of sick of buying PayPal, but anyways, and you want to be able to discuss this particular earnings with me as it unfolds, make sure you take advantage of the spooky flash sale that's going on right now, where you get all that stuff. You get all my buy alerts. You get direct access to me. You get to take 5 courses for free, use the stock analyzer tool for free, be a part of the best 6, 7, and 8-figure Discord out there, and a ton more, guys. Check out the pinned comment down there and see if a membership's right for you before the price goes up. Oh, by the way, you get to keep this price as long as you stay a member, so absolutely check it out before the price goes up. All right, so back on the earnings here. The first thing that matters the most on this earnings is what is the new CEO's vision for PayPal. On this earnings call, yeah, they're going to talk about the numbers. They're going to talk about a lot of the things that happened in the past quarter. But this right here is going to be the new CEO's first opportunity to lay out his new vision, his new plan, and kind of what he plans on doing to PayPal over the next 6 months to a year to kind of transform the company and kind of take it in whatever direction he's going to take it in. Some things I'll be specifically looking out for where is he basically got big plans to really shake things up there at PayPal, or is he going to be more of a status quo? Basically, we're going to get a lot of the same that we've been getting before, and you guys know exactly what that's gotten us so far. So obviously, I'm hoping he lays out some big plans. And obviously his thing, whenever he came from Intuit, was he was part and kind of the head of some huge acquisitions that were highly successful over at Intuit. So let's kind of see, is he going to come over here to PayPal and do some big acquisitions? Or are they going to maybe divest some things and acquire other things? What is that vision that he's going to lay out? What is that roadmap going to be? And again, from my perspective, I'm hoping he's going to shake things up. There's a lot of opportunities out there. There's also a lot of things kind of holding PayPal back as well. So is he able to, and is the board allowing him the latitude to make a lot of big changes? Is he going to come in here, shake it up? Or is he going to come in here and just kind of continue on as business as usual? That right there is going to be something huge. And maybe it's something a little more nuanced than that. And that's okay. I guess then at that stage, it's going to be, hey, is that plan, is whatever vision he lays out going to kind of excite Wall Street? Which kind of leads me into point number 2, and that is, do analysts think that they are back to being a growth stock again or not? Right now, kind of given their performance over the past year or so, maybe a year and a half, PayPal is kind of battling that. Is it now a value stock? Is it no longer a growth stock anymore? Or are they going to get back to kind of double-digit growth and get back into that growth category again? That right there is a huge question that analysts are going to have to come up with and figure out from this earnings call. Are they back to growth, or are they on the path back to growth? Obviously, they got to prove it. Or are they not, and we're going to get more of the same as we got before, and therefore that multiple is going to continue to drop, and you're going to be seeing a lot of talk about, hey, maybe the multiple should only be 15, maybe a 12 for PayPal instead of up in the upper 20s, into maybe even the 30 or so if they get back to growth. That will have a massive impact on where that share price grows, because Wall Street is going to reprice that stock based upon whichever category they decide that the stock falls into. Now, me and you can have an opinion. It doesn't matter in the end. Unfortunately, this is stock market investing, and the stock market and Wall Street decides where that multiple falls and what multiple they're going to be willing to put money into right now. Now, the good news is it's already kind of fallen into kind of upper value territory for a value investor, so we shouldn't get too much more of a beat down. But unfortunately, that means we're also not going to get the gains long term as well if they assign it that kind of value multiple, which I hope doesn't happen. I hope we get back to a good growth multiple, and hopefully the vision that is laid out is there. We can see that growth multiple come, and then of course if they're able to execute to that, then at that stage, that's where we really see the stock take off. And that's kind of where you see kind of a meta style run. I'm not saying it's going to be the same run as meta. I don't think it can. It's not the same scenario. That right there was a crazy once in a lifetime, once in a decade. I guess not once in a lifetime, but definitely once in a decade type event to where just an incredible stock just gets down to just stupid, stupid low values based upon pretty much nothing, considering they were still printing money even whenever they were down in that low range. So it's not quite there, but in regards to getting a nice run back up, man, if we can stay in that growth category and then start executing to the new CEO's vision, basically that CEO's vision basically says, hey, we are going to be a growth stock again. We're in that growth category. Wall Street says, yes, we agree. That plan is executionable. You guys can get there. And then they start to perform there. That right there is where we see a big run in the stock moving forward. And the third huge thing on this earnings call, and it may be the most important thing that we see in regards to this stock, and that is, does the CEO formally change the guidance or not for the stock? Now, he may wait till, next quarter to kind of give next year's, 2024 guidance moving forward. But regardless of whether it's now on this earnings call or it's next earnings call, the reality is he willing to change the guidance up? Basically improve the guidance because he has a good enough plan in place to where he thinks we are going to see results basically in the next year. If he is able to do that, and if he's willing to do that, he's willing to increase guidance to say, hey, I got this new plan, and we think within the next year we can get to here, which is far better than what we were projecting previously. That is going to be a huge catalyst for the stock moving forward, because now Wall Street is going to start expecting and looking for them to see that. Now, of course, they have to execute to it. They may not get credit for it right now, but the fact that he's going to be willing, if he does it, to change that guidance and improve it, that right there, yeah, again, you don't do that unless you're pretty confident you can hit those numbers, because that's the best way to become, your first big CEO job. That's the first way to get yourself shown the door, is to give upper guidance and then miss it epically and, basically fall flat at that stage. That's a good way to see yourself right back out of the door pretty quick. So if he improves that guidance, that right there is going to be something massive that absolutely sends the stock up, especially once they start to execute it. But if he just kind of leaves the stock or leaves the guidance, like I said, give him 2 quarters, but either this quarter or next quarter, if he leaves the guidance the same, that it's already there, that right there is going to be a sign that, hey, there really isn't a whole lot of excitement, and hey, his plan is really not going to go do a whole lot to change the status quo. At least that's how it's going to be interpreted on Wall Street. Now, just remember, you guys come to me for the truth. I'm giving you guys an honest take on how Wall Street's going to do it. I would love to just be like all the PayPal bulls out there, just like, all the Tesla folks and all the Palantir folks and everybody else, just giving these wild projections to the moon and all this other stuff like that. But I have to be honest with you guys. That right there is the reality of the situation we're in with PayPal right now. And so we have to wait and see. And that guidance right there, formal guidance, is going to be the key to really kind of solidifying, hey, this is the plan. Not just, here's my plan. Here's what it's going to do to the bottom line and the top line. And then we're willing to formally say that. And then, obviously now we got to execute to it. But at that stage, that means that they're deadly serious about that. And it's not just talking in an interview or something else. They're putting it out there in formal guidance, which will be huge for the stock. So what exactly is my plan with PayPal stock coming into this earnings and then after the earnings? You guys know what I say, always have your plan. And right now, I have no reason to change my plan. To me, I still think even if he doesn't blow us out of the water with everything else, there's nothing that causes me to change my plan with this stock right here. I bought too much of it. I can't help it. I bought it the other day in the group there whenever it got down to 52 or so, 53. I don't remember what I bought it at. But anyways, I was just like, I hate this stock. That was the note I put along with the buy. It was like, man, it just keeps getting lower and it just forces me to buy more. To continue to kind of lower that average. And it's just, it kind of is what it is at this stage. Unless there is just something negative on this earnings call, or he just completely flops or something else like that to where, oh my gosh, we really do have a big problem here, which the numbers have not indicated that previously. So I have no reason to think that even if he just maintains the status quo, we won't get a nice run at some point in time in the stock. It doesn't mean it's going to like triple up in a month or something ridiculous like that. Just over the course of time, it's going to turn into a nice gainer over the long run there. I'm just going to stick with my plan and hold the stock and see what happens. Now, if he lays out this grand vision, improves guidance, and for whatever reason, Wall Street's in a bad mood that day, they have maybe they just miss on this particular earnings. I don't know. It seems like you could, have 2 double beats, massive double beats, and Wall Street's still beating you down this week. That's just kind of the mood they're in. Okay, cool. That right there to me, something I see as being a huge opportunity to make one last big buy and then let it ride from there and see exactly what happens. So that's kind of exactly what I'm planning to do with PayPal stock. That's how I'm approaching this earnings call. But man, it is all about the new CEO. That's what this earnings call is about. And remember, if you want to be able to see that buy in PayPal in real time, you want to see my watch list complete with price targets, you want to take 5 courses for free, you want to use the stock analyzer tool for free, you want to be a part of the best 6, 7, and 8-figure Discord out there with tons of PayPal investors and investing in a lot of stocks. Guys, we got Nvidia, AMD, all kinds of stocks I'm not even interested in. We got members that are highly interested in it and breaking it down for you in the group. Make sure you check out the pinned comment down there and see if a membership's right for you, and take advantage of the spooky sale before it expires on Halloween. And click this video here if you want to see exactly what I'm buying in this market, and click here to see my exact plan for this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.